Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nasta Prayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. This morning we're going to read a translation of all 286 verses from the first 6 chapters of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. These verses will be shown on the screen. Could we move it back one slide, please? Can we move this? Yes. And if you feel that you could read these verses better, you can also download the same file onto your phone while we're doing this introduction. It's at sweetsongbooks.com. Feel free if you'd like to do that. Or you can simply listen like the sages listening to Shukadeva Goswami speaking to Maharaj Parikshit. Our readers this morning for this dramatic recreation of these verses are Kumari Saki, Brajananda, Mrakanda, and Madhava Prabhus. They will be representing 22 different personalities in the course of these 6 chapters. So they'll be playing multiple roles. And we are also asking you, our dear devotee friends, to add to this immersion in Krishna Leela by also playing multiple roles. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm a great actor.
All right. We will need demigods, demons, and gopis. Okay? So you'll see when your time comes, just sing right along in these respective songs in the presentation. All right? So now on this most auspicious day, please join us in this auspicious invocation as we enter into the pastimes of the advent of Lord Krishna. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaiṣṇavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Part 1. The Advent of Lord Kṛṣṇa. Said King Parikshit,
Shukadev, you've now described for me the moon god and the sun god and their splendid dynasties. The moon god's line, great sage, includes the Yadu family, the dynasty of Kṛṣṇa. Would you speak about him, please? Who wouldn't want to hear about these pastimes of the Lord? Just those, I think, bewildered, broken-hearted, or so bored they choose to merge into the void, committing suicide, or spend their lives as butchers selling gristle, flesh and hide. Lord Kṛṣṇa saved my father, Arjuna, in the war. Lord Kṛṣṇa saved my mother and allowed me to be born. Lord Kṛṣṇa is the universe, yet lives within our hearts. I have so many questions about Kṛṣṇa. Where to start? Why did the Lord leave Vasudeva and live in Nanda's home? Why did he kill King Kaṁsa and usurp Mathura's throne, when Kaṁsa, after all, was Kṛṣṇa's king and relative? And why did Kṛṣṇa later shift to Dwarka to live? Lord Kṛṣṇa has a form of endless bliss, I understand. Yet he lived with his family like any common man. Did he live long in Dwarka, an often wedded groom? Why was his brother born out of another mother's womb? Oh, Master, you know everything of Kṛṣṇa, do you not? Please clarify these mysteries and any I forgot. My vow to fast from food and drink will surely make me weak, unless I drink the Kṛṣṇa nectar flowing as you speak.
said Shukadev Goswami.
Your urge to hear of Kṛṣṇa makes you best among all kings. Just as the touch of Ganga water purifies all things, the person who inquires of Kṛṣṇa cleans the atmosphere for he who gives the answers and for everyone who hears. At one time, Mother Earth was overburdened by the weight of armies ruled by godless kings who thrived on greed and hate. So Earth assumed the body of a cow in desperation and told the senior god Brahma about her situation. Brahma, Shiva, and all the gods, distressed by Earth's report, at once went off to Vishnu's world, their ultimate resort. Arriving at the milk ocean whereon the Lord resides, they worshipped him with heartfelt hymns until the Lord replied,
I've been aware of earth's misfortune. Listen well to me. Lord Kṛṣṇa soon shall grace earth's famous Yadu dynasty. His older brother Balaram shall join the Lord as well, and all you gods and all your wives should do the same yourselves. My power to bewilder, Yogamāyā, who can cast a spell of deep illusion over all who cross her path, shall also join the entourage of Kṛṣṇa when he comes. Now go, prepare yourselves for birth among the Yadu sons.
Part 2. Devaki's wedding.
Brahma returned to his abode, and all the gods began establishing themselves as members of the Yadu clan. The capital of Yadu's kingdom, Mathura by name, had flourished with its current king, the pious Ugrasen. In honor of her marriage, Kaṁsa, son of Ugrasen, took up his sister Devaki's fine chariot and reins. With Vasudeva, her husband, at her side, the royal maid prepared to ride with Kaṁsa in her wedding day parade. Her dowry featured elephants with garlands made of gold. 400 soldiers riding golden chariots patrolled. 200 lovely bridesmaids, 15,000 jeweled steeds. With pride, all tried to please the bride and satisfy her needs. Sweet music filled the air as Kaṁsa drove the bride and groom. Then, suddenly, an unembodied voice proclaimed his doom.
You foolish Kaṁsa, though today you serve this man and wife, the 8th child born to Devakī will someday take your life.
The wicked Kaṁsa turned to Devakī with shock and dread. His sword in hand, he snatched her hair and roared,
Off with her head!
The tactful Vasudeva saw this, and holding Kaṁsa's arm, addressed his angry in-law without showing his alarm.
You are your family's pride, dear Kaṁsa. Heroes sing your praise. How could someone as great as you behave in such a way? To kill a girl, indeed your sister, on her wedding day will surely stain your reputation. What will people say? Now think this through, great hero. From the moment of your birth, your body inexorably returns back into earth. By one means or another, be it now or decades hence, your death is surely coming. It's simply common sense. And when your body turns to dust, your soul again acquires another earthly body formed to suit your own desires. As when you walk, you shift your weight from back foot 2 and 4, you'll change your body after death and leave the one before. As one asleep is certain that the life he dreams is real, the soul believes in everything his body does or feels. The fleeting artificial body keeps the soul engaged while making him forget that he is living in a cage. As wind distorts reflections of the moon upon a lake, illusions makes the spirit think, I'm flesh, a big mistake. Since sinful actions cause the soul to stay in this condition, why not consider carefully and make your decision? Your younger sister, Devakī, is like your very child. She so deserves your loving shelter. Please be reconciled. For you are very merciful. Do not cut off her head, but give her love and treat her as a father would instead.
Because of his demonic nature, Kaṁsa felt disdain about the tax for sinful acts that Vasudeva explained. As Vasudeva saw Kaṁsa pulling back his sister's head, he came up with another plan. Within himself, he said,
when circumstances threaten one's existence or one's wife, one must use any method to avoid the loss of life. Perhaps he will die first. So if I promise now to give my future sons to Kaṁsa, at least Devakī may live.
The anxious Vasudeva knew well what panic might invoke. So with respect, he smiled at Kaṁsa, cleared his throat, and spoke.
Great soul, why are you frightened by an unembodied voice? Your sister will not harm you, just perhaps her future boys. You have my word, dear brother. When your sister bears our sons, I promise to bring each to you to do what must be done.
Although he was atrocious, when he heard these gentle words, cruel Kaṁsa put his sword away, completely reassured. He fully trusted Vasudeva, whose character was such that Kaṁsa knew he'd keep his word, although he'd pledged so much. When Devakī was freed by Kaṁsa, in due time she bore a shining baby boy whom any parent would adore. Her husband took the boy away, for though he loved his son, he would not lie to Kaṁsa, nor indeed to anyone. What pain is there for saintly souls devoted to the truth? What evil is off limits for the low and the uncouth? And what cannot be given up in service to the Lord by those who want to please him and desire nothing more? When Kaṁsa saw that Vasudeva had brought the newborn child exactly as he promised, he examined him and smiled.
Take back your son, dear Vasudeva,
said Kaṁsa with good cheer.
The omen said your 8th child is the one that I must fear.
Returning with his baby boy, wise Vasudeva perceived that Kaṁsa was impulsive and could never be believed. Now, at that time, Saint Nārada, the ever-roaming sage, decided to speed Krishna's birth by prompting Kaṁsa's rage.
Part 3. Nārada meets Kaṁsa.
Said Nārada to Kaṁsa,
Sir, have you been made aware? The gods are here as yadus and surround you everywhere. Their presence in your neighborhood should lead you to assess that Vishnu will be coming soon to ease the earth's distress.
The words of Nārada left Kaṁsa thoroughly provoked and made him tremble angrily. Again the mystic spoke.
In your last life you also practiced wickedness and sin. Lord Vishnu killed you then, and now it seems he will again.
As Nārada departed, Kaṁsa fumed and set his mind.
Just see,
He thought.
what happens when a man tries to be kind.
He killed Devakī's baby, and along with Ugrasen, put her and Vasudeva in jail and hailed his new domain. Now Vasudeva and Devakī could see the only hope would come as their 8th child, as said in Kaṁsa's horoscope. Thus suffering in prison, after Kaṁsa killed their boy, each year they bore another child for Kaṁsa to destroy. What crime is too outrageous for a person who intends to please his flesh while caring less for family or friends? He'll even kill to have a thrill or fill a selfish whim. King Kaṁsa ruled with terror, and the people bowed to him.
Part 4. Instructions to Yogamāyā.
As Kaṁsa gathered power, he was nearly unopposed, for many other demons helped him terrorize his foes. He killed 6 sons of Devakī. The Yadus fled in fear, except for some who stayed and prayed for Kṛṣṇa to appear. Her 7th pregnancy brought Devakī both joy and gloom. She didn't know the Lord's expansion lived within her womb. Lord Kṛṣṇa, elsewhere, summoned Yogamāyā to request that she protect his devotees through these clandestine steps.
My brother Balaram waits in the womb of Devakī, but he will leave as soon as it has been prepared for me. Take Balaram to Rohini, co-wife of Devakī. King Nanda guards her during Vasudeva's captivity. King Nanda rules Gokula, that enchanting rural land. Now, enter Yasoda, his wife, and execute this plan. Reside within Queen Yasoda throughout her pregnancy. When Balaram has left, I'll fill the womb of Devakī. First Balaram will take his birth and be Rohini's son. His charm and strength shall be unmatched, delighting everyone. When Yasoda delivers you, then I shall join the act, the 8th born son of Devakī, my opulence intact. O Yogamāyā, go ahead and execute these tasks. I bless you to bewilder all and finish what I've asked. Henceforward, using sacrifice and all that it requires, some people will entreat you to fulfill their sense desires.
Obediently, Yogamāyā bowed before the Lord and left for Sri Gokula. Soon, exactly in accord with Krishna's order, Balaram departed Devakī and entered his new home within the womb of Rohini. When Devakī miscarried Balaram, the people said,
Since Kaṁsa killed her children, she aborted it instead.
At that time, Kṛṣṇa, God himself, who vanquishes all fear, went in the mind of Vasudeva and readied to appear. While bearing Kṛṣṇa, Vasudeva appeared just like the sun, his glow so bright, the shining light astonished everyone. When he placed Kṛṣṇa in the mind of Devakī one day, her visage bloomed, a waxing moon in opulent display. To bear the Lord while trapped in jail by Kaṁsa's wicked plot made Devakī seem like a fire kept within a pot, or like a man enlightened, wise, and thoroughly refined who fails to share his wisdom for the good of humankind. As Devakī grew jubilant, King Kaṁsa grew concerned.
This Vishnu killed me once,
He thought.
and now he has returned to kill me once again. Yet killing Devakī today will only bring me trouble in a different sort of way. To kill a pregnant relative would cost me all respect. My opulence would vanish and my subjects would defect. My health and life and legacy will all die out as well. A wicked man is just a corpse descending into hell.
Deliberating in this way, King Kaṁsa chose to wait to let the child be born and then administer its fate. While on his throne or in his bed, King Kaṁsa stayed absorbed in thoughts about his enemy, the all-pervading Lord.
Part 5. Prayers by the Demigods.
At that time, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, Nārada, and Vyasa, and other gods and sages grew invisible and crossed the prison grounds till they found Devakī within her room. And then they sang the praises of Lord Kṛṣṇa in her womb. Lord Kṛṣṇa, we come to fulfill your command. Your birth in this prison is just what you planned.
You always stay true to your own perfect vow. For who could prevent anything you allow? You're there when the universe springs into place. You're there when it all disappears without trace. You favor the person who's honest like you, but never the hypocrite, cheater, or fool. You fill the desires of your devotees, who conquer the ocean of death and disease. They use the safe boat of your soft lotus feet, then leave it for others their journey complete. And what of those non-devotees who aspire to lift themselves out of this worldly quagmire? Imagining they have been freed, they perform the same mundane actions they meant to reform. But if a devotee who loves you falls prey to mundane attraction, he won't go away. For you will protect him so well, it is said. He'll fearlessly walk on his enemies' heads. Your lessons apply to each time and each place. You're equal to all, every species and race. You are the beginning of all that is true. Please care for us, Lord, we surrender to you. O Devakī, by your good fortune and ours, Lord Kṛṣṇa has come here with all of his powers. Your family is blessed now that this has occurred. You need not fear Kaṁsa, his death is assured.
Thus, having come to Devakī to eulogize and pray, the many gods and sages went invisibly away. Lord Kṛṣṇa can do anything, so all of them were pleased to see him be the child of his most faithful devotees.
Part 6. The birth of Lord Kṛṣṇa.
One pleasant evening, earth seemed bathed in happiness and love. The sacred constellation, Rohini, appeared above with other stars and planets twinkling in this cloudless sky. The universe itself seemed pleasing, still, and satisfied. The moonlit Mother Earth displayed her pastures, mines, and towns. In fragrant trees, cuckoos and bees sang out their pleasing sounds. The rivers poured clear water into reservoirs and lakes where lotuses and lilies bloomed, appearing wide awake. The Brahmins rose before the dawn, took bath, and set alight their sacrificial fires in accord with Vedic rites. Across the lakes and pastures, silky, fragrant breezes came. This pleased the Brahmins tending fires, but didn't spoil the flames. The Brahmins, who had suffered much from Kaṁsa and his men, began to feel tranquility pervade their hearts again. The higher worlds resounded with the sounds of kettle drums as gods peered down at earth, expecting Kṛṣṇa soon would come. While gods threw flowers, danced and sang in heavenly enclaves, assembling clouds made thundering sounds like gentle ocean waves. Then Vishnu, he who dwells within the hearts of you and me, appeared as if a full moon from the heart of Devakī. In his 4 hands, the child held lotus, chakra, conch, and club. His bangled arms and jeweled ears and gold helmet above his scattered hair set off his yellow silks and blue-black skin. And there around his neck was hung the famed Kaustubha gem. As Vasudeva beheld the child, he thought his eyes had failed. How could the Lord, so nicely dressed, be born inside a jail? The father could not celebrate, though he was much inclined, so he gave out 10,000 cows within his joyous mind. On seeing how the child's effulgence lit the dismal cell, the awestruck Vasudeva felt peace, his worries all dispelled. He joined his palms and bowed his head, and then, though it seemed strange, began with wife and newborn son the following exchange.
Evil transcendent, ubiquitous Lord, I see your position as never before. You made your creation, and yet as its God, you're here as our Son, your own sweet facade. Your powers create everything that we see, yet they are distinct and complete potencies. You too are distinct from this world you have made, yet my confused eyes see you clearly this day. My Lord, you're adorned in the finest of rooms. Why come in a jail through a prisoner's womb? O Master of all, I can safely presume, since you have arrived, poor Kaṁsa is doomed.
Dear Almighty Lord, now at last you have come. Within your creation as bright as the sun, the Vedas exalt you and all you arrange. No one can divorce you or force you to change. The common man longs for the heavenly skies and freedom from illness, old age, and demise. But when you appear, death itself runs away, and we all feel peaceful, no longer afraid. As Kaṁsa still persecutes good people, please defeat all the fears of sincere devotees, and cover this form much adored by the wise from envious evil material lies. Your four-handed form doesn't fit in this world. I should have a two-handed boy or a girl. No one will think Vishnu could come from my womb. Please change and I'll hide you. The guards will come soon.
My dear mother, now please be blessed. Of chaste women you are the best. Let me now put your mind at rest. Let your heart fill with happiness. Long ago in a former life, you were still Vasudeva's wife. Though Brahma said to procreate, you first sat down to meditate. Both of you sat through heat and cold, hearts made perfect by self-control. I was so pleased, so I asked you to say what you wanted me to do. All you wanted, you said humbly, was the boon of a son like me. Twice I came as your son back then. Here today, I have come again. Had I come as a normal boy, would your faith have been unalloyed? Still, I'm yours, and since you love me, when you die, you will come to me.
Lord Vishnu then fell silent, and before his parents' eyes, he changed from Vishnu to a child of normal shape and size. Reclining in his legendary transcendental form, he showed himself as baby Kṛṣṇa, smiling, bright, and warm. Then Yogamāyā took her birth, just as Lord Kṛṣṇa planned, across the river Jamuna in Nanda's rural land. When Yashoda, King Nanda's wife, gave birth that mystic night, exhausted from her labor, she slept on, her eyes shut tight.
Part 7, Exchanging the Babies.
By Yogamāya's influence, the guards in Kaṁsa's jail, not hearing sounds